Unfortunately, a lot of them, just like my personal dog, is getting very bored indoors, but it's for his own protection.
You aren't the only one that might need some winter accessories, because if it's too cold for you, it might be too cold for your dog. The Calgary Humane Society says it's been extremely busy with cold weather calls. Frontline officers have been called to at least 25 specific lack of shelter calls after someone spotted a cat or a dog outside. When the temperatures drop to dangerous lows, there are things you can do to protect your pets.
Depending on the animal, obviously I would shorten their exposure outside if you can. In cases where you have a younger pet, like Finnegan here, you might want to take them out more frequently, shorter duration again. Make sure they're well dressed, so if they have a shorter coat, maybe put a coat on them. So there's a variety of coats you can get to protect them from the elements, as well as booties that you could get at pretty much any pet store or vet clinic to protect their feet from especially the ice and the salt outside.
There are also balms that you can put on your pet's paws to add that protective barrier. What kind of pet you own will also determine how much cold it can handle.
Depends on the dog. Obviously, Finnegan here is going to be a giant breed with a lot of fur, so he's definitely not going to need a thick coat to go outside. He already has one. But if you have a whippet or something very, not with a lot of hair, then you can definitely consider to even make merino wool coats you could get at pretty much any pet store.
And if you're on a walk, there are ways your dog may be trying to tell you they can't handle the cold.
Signs to look out for, obviously, if they stand outside, they start holding their feet up. That can happen from salt as well, whether they're cold or from salt. So they'll hold their feet up, they'll sit there and they'll be cold, they'll shiver. They probably won't want to walk. Or some of them I've seen just turn around and go straight to the house. So that's a pretty good sign they don't want to be outside. What you want to look out for, obviously, is any redness or abnormalities of the foot pads here. And then you want to check there in between the toes too, because the salt is going to accumulate back here and under here. So you want to make sure that's all clean. You want to get in there and clean those toes when they come in from the cold. Another thing to note as well that I personally noted on my dog is if they were to lick any metallic object out there at -30, their tongue will stick to it. So, and that can hurt. So something to keep in mind.
The Humane Society says if you see something, say something. When temperatures drop like we've seen this month, it could be deadly for pets. In Calgary, Kristen Fong, City News.